Welcome to That Generic Tech Podcast. I'm Timothy Matthews.
I'm Vinny Masidi.
All right, yes. And we are here to talk about random tech stuff, just because we like to.
Yeah, because we're nerds. No. We're not nerds. We're geeks. Because nerds are actually smart people. Huh? Who are yeah, they're well, no, see, nerds are supposed to be people, like book smart nerds.
Okay.
Like, who are really, like, into their work and into, like, they'll tell you what the square root of, like, whatever is. And then there's geeks, like us, who are into, like, technology and Star Wars and stuff like that. That's the difference.
Okay. That's a fair assumption. That's a fair, classification. Yeah. Cool.
But yeah, like, we could have a 30-minute conversation on, like, Boba Fett. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the main.
But I'm trying to restrain myself right now, but yeah. Cool. So this week has been. You thought last week was like, whoa, there's a lot of stuff. Now this week it's like, whoa, there's even more stuff.
There is.
Yeah, we're recording the same day that Microsoft released Windows 8 consumer preview, and also a whole bunch of other stuff from Mobile World Congress, a bunch of Android stuff, Apple stuff. It's all in this episode.
It's crazy, man.
Oh my god, it's where do we begin? I guess we might as well start with Microsoft.
I guess so. I guess we could start with the big mean machine. Yeah,
so they're mean.
Not anymore. They used to be mean. Remember back in the day?
Now they're more friendly because they're losing
very friendly. Yeah, they're very friendly now. Well, ever since got hit with that antitrust a long time ago.
Yeah, awesome stuff.
They're forced to be nice.
So Windows, Microsoft held a conference today, and they pretty much said, "Hey, well, you guys already know about Windows 8, yada yada yada. Well, now we're going to show it to you on an 81-inch screen, and also and also release it to the masses, so anyone can go and download the new beta, which is a lot more refined. It'll have the Microsoft Store." That you can download apps and test them out. I already downloaded Evernote and cut the rope. That looks pretty cool. Also, just to test out the OS, see how things work and whatnot. What else, Vince?
Like you said, there's a lot more into it than the what's it called? What they call it? They call it the developer preview.
Yeah,
you couldn't really you couldn't do anything in the developer preview. It was really for developers just to get in there and be able to develop applications for it.
Yeah, so
this time around, yeah, exactly, exactly. So this is their beta, which they're calling the consumer preview. So I guess their goal, other than us, people like us going to download it, they would like consumers to try to go download it. I guess they're trying to be more friendly that way.
Especially when, sorry to interrupt, but especially when one of the download options, actually the default download option when you download Windows 8 Preview is that it's a setup.exe that will do it for you. So if you use Windows, it's like you don't even have to know how to like partition your hard drive and stuff like that. So
yeah, I saw that. I skipped it. I was like, nah,
ISO.
Give me that ISO. I want that ISO. But yeah, well, I had the chance to play with it for about an hour today. So you can't even compare the developer preview to the consumer preview.
Yeah, it looks more polished.
More polished, better functionality. It's fast, it's fluid. That's what they were saying today at the Microsoft event. I was listening to it on the CNET blogs, and It's just funny how they use the Mobile World Conference to do it. It's a little weird. Yeah, I guess so. But no, I installed it, and the installation was pretty fast. How did you find the installation?
Installation on my VMware Workstation machine was roughly 15 minutes max.
Yeah,
it wasn't that long.
Yeah, I was on hardware. I was on like 4 gigs of RAM, dual core at 3 gigahertz, and it was like 15 to 20 minutes.
That's relatively
You know,
snappy.
yeah, no, it's very snappy, and although when you first log into it, when you make a local account, it's kind of boring because the live tiles aren't live. They're just kind of like there.
Oh, that's what I'm missing, eh?
Yeah, so if you it makes a whole lot of difference if you're gonna pretty much end up logging in with a Microsoft account, they call it now, which is a Hotmail or a Windows Live account. So once you do that, if you already have all your contact information on there, like I have all, because I use Windows Phone, I have all my contacts on my Windows Live account, and it synced all of that into my PC, which was I didn't expect it to do that. So I have like all my contacts from my phone. I have on my PC, and phone numbers, emails, Facebook walls, and all that stuff. And you're also going to be able to sync your Facebook with it. However, right now the functionality it's there, but there's things that are missing, obviously, because we're still in a beta version of it.
Yeah, like I just went into the mail app and I have to sign in with a Hotmail account, right? I can't use Exchange or anything like that right now, right?
You can use Exchange. There's an option for Exchange.
Because I don't know, but probably yes, we're doing this live. But like I just click on mail and it says sign in with a Microsoft account, and I'm like, no, don't sign in with the Microsoft account, and then it just kills the app.
Okay, so what I did is first I had to make a local account.
But I mean, that's what I have right now. I'm logged in.
Yeah, you have a local account, but then you get, if you go through the settings or in the control panel, you have the option to sync it with to switch it to a Microsoft ID, a Windows Live ID.
So I still have to have the Microsoft ID in order to have other stuff.
I think so. But then after that, I was able to add my Gmail account. I was able to add another Hotmail account, my Simpatico account. Actually,
Simpatico, jam. Which use that?
Yeah, well, actually, it's part of Windows. Actually, I guess they have an agreement with.
Oh yeah, they're partners with MSN.
Yeah. So, no, it was nice because, like I said, I have all my Facebook contacts on there, all my Twitter accounts. You could even sync up your LinkedIn. So, I mean, like you don't have to have separate applications for them right now.
Yeah,
which is nice because I went to after when you go to your People hub, when you click on People, you see all your contacts from Windows Live, Gmail, Facebook, and they're all there. You can even click on somebody and if they're online on Facebook, you could chat with them. So
I'm assuming that if you already have Windows Phone, you already know what the hell you're doing in this thing. If you're new to Windows Phone like me, which I have no idea. You can get lost.
You could get lost, but like any new OS, I mean, you're gonna be like, oh, okay. Well, that's the thing now. It's a reimagined Windows. It's not the same Windows anymore. Obviously, I mean, look at it. It's completely changed.
Yeah, even when you boot it up, it shows the fish.
Yeah, Timmy loves that fish.
That fish is so annoying. It's the first thing you see, like, what the hell did I install?
Yeah.
But just actually a quick tip, while I'm messing around with it here, if you go into the settings, and you go to like more PC settings, I know. We are doing this live, but there's actually in where was it? I found it and now I lost it. There's an option where you can actually enable administrative tools to load on Metro, and I just saw that and I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool. Now my thing is geeked out. On my Metro interface, I have local security policy and resource monitor and disk cleanup and Windows firewall and PowerShell.
Awesome. And obviously, when you do click on them, it'll bring you to the Windows 7 desktop.
Yeah, which is again like what we mentioned a few episodes ago, was that there's no Windows button, which it takes a bit of getting used to.
It takes a bit of getting used to.
You're
Yeah.
there and you're like, well, where did it go?
Well, I mean, we're so used to that. You know what I mean? Like,
No, that's it.
that's the way we've been using Windows since like Windows 95.
Oh, 3.1. 3.1.
3.1 had a start menu.
Oh no, not a start menu. I'm sorry.
Start menu, yeah.
Yeah, the Windows 95 started the start menu.
Yeah, because I don't remember 3.1 having a start menu.
No, it didn't. It was very Windows.
Cabinets.
Yeah, the file cabinet.
I remember a lot of filing cabinets.
Actually, another quick tip for you people trying Windows 8. If you right-click where the start button would be, all the way to the bottom right-hand corner, you actually get programs and features, network connections, power options. You get actually the start menu, but in like a right-click function.
Yeah.
So you actually get like you can go see the. Well, actually, it's not really a thing, but you get like more of a traditional style. Like you can go to Task Manager, you can go to Control Panel right away, computer management, programs and features to uninstall apps and stuff like that. And that's cool. Cool. Yeah. So
another little tip, actually, if you go to the Metro desktop, I guess, or the Metro start screen.
Yep.
Since we're using it on a mouse and keyboard, if you'll notice a little scroll bar at the bottom of the screen, and right at the end of the scroll bar, there's like a little button.
Oh, okay. That thing zooms out everything.
Click that, zooms out, and if you right click on one of the groups of the apps, right click on it.
Cool.
You should be able to rename it.
Cool. I'm gonna name the group called Wow.
Yeah, you can name the group. Yeah.
Called Wow.
Wow.
Wow. Cool. Wow.
And what I'm getting ready to test right now, because I'm actually installing Windows 8 right now on one of my home computers here, is I'm gonna actually test out this SkyDrive and roaming profile kind of thing.
Okay, but that's
but if you have a SkyDrive account, you should definitely go check it out. You should check out the SkyDrive.
I don't have a SkyDrive account.
Just get a Hotmail account, bud.
I quit Hotmail.
It's nice.
When was the last time I used Hotmail? I think it was when Gmail finally came to Canada, and I'm like, the hell am I going to do with Hotmail now? Gmail's cool, and I just went to Gmail and I stuck with it. But now I'm starting to hate Gmail.
The thing is, even if you click on the pictures, once you do sync your Facebook with it, you'll get all your Facebook pictures in there too. And I think Flickr too. There's Flickr integration.
Life just works.
Yeah, it's not. Listen, I was very worried about Windows 8, and I'm feeling better about it now. Yeah, I was worried about it.
Huh.
Yeah, because it's really different.
I wonder if it'll find my location even though I don't have GPS.
I don't think so. I tried that today.
It's not gonna say where my IP is from.
Oh, maybe. I was thinking about that actually. If you go to the weather app is very nice. Try out the weather.
The weather app. Okay,
yeah.
Hold on. Yes, we're doing this live.
Yeah,
doing it live.
Hey, can't you screen share and?
Yeah, but it's on my PC and I'm recording.
Yes, you're on your MacBook.
Yeah, MacBook. MacBook. There's a weather. Yeah.
Well, if people want to check it out, I'm gonna put a link to CNET's website on the show notes. And there they have a movie about Windows 8 there. And listen, it looks pretty nice. Looks pretty nice.
Well, if you're ever going to support your mom or something like that, or your dad, or anyone else, then they're going to get a new PC, next year? They're probably going to be running this, so you might as well just start getting used to it. Because
they're probably going to want a tablet, right?
Seriously. Normal people with a PC, I don't know. No. Like, seriously, if you had a tablet like this, it's more than enough.
Yeah. And there's nothing like Windows 8 out there right now. There's nothing like Windows 8 out there. You're right. The style, no, exactly. The style and, no, there's nothing like it. What I really like is the integration, because that's key. All my contacts are there. My emails are there.
But I mean, like other services do that too. Like right now, Apple with iCloud, it actually does all that with my iPhone. Like for example, I had to bring back my iPhone because I had a dead Pixel, and I had backed up everything on iCloud.
Which one you have again?
The 4S.
Okay.
And it didn't die. It just had a dead Pixel, so it's normal.
Dead Pixel. Yeah,
whatever.
It happens.
So I went up there. They gave me a new one. And then when I set up the phone, it says, "Oh, do you want to restore from your iCloud?" And I'm like, "Yeah, restore from this backup." Lo and behold, everything was exactly how it was before.
Okay.
Everything. All my settings, all my backgrounds, all my apps, all the settings for my apps, everything.
That's nice.
So, anyway, it's not a knockoff of Microsoft. I'm saying it's like it's a welcomed feature for Windows.
It's welcome, but they take it a step more because you could chat with people on it. I'm talking about integration as if like you don't have to go to Facebook.com or go to the app anymore. You just do it in Windows.
Yeah, because that has Facebook integration.
Yeah, and Twitter and LinkedIn and I'm sure there's going to be other ones too. Once the actual retail version hits, or maybe even the release candidate. So. We'll see. This is still a beta. I mean, it's working pretty good, and it boots fast. Boots very fast.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool. So that is awesome. Windows 8. You can get it now for free from Microsoft. Mm-hmm. If you just Google Microsoft Windows download. Windows 8 download,
you're bound to find it. I'll you know what? For people ever's listening to this, and if you're listening to this, you're awesome.
You are awesome.
Okay? You are awesome.
You are the awesomest.
I will put a link in the show notes, and that's what we'll do.
Cool. All right, so that is that. Oh, one thing to also mention as well is that there's a lot of Xbox integration with Windows now.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Like a lot.
A lot of Xbox, but like right now, games, anything to do with games, even if it's solitaire or whatever, it's Xbox Live.
It's kind of funky. Like I can play Xbox Live solitaire, but who am I going to play against for solitaire?
Well, maybe not solitaire. There's probably going to be achievements. There's probably going to be achievements, right?
Achievement unlocked.
Achievement unlocked, and if you click on music and videos, you're going to see that it's going to bring you to the Xbox, like an Xbox Live dashboard. Unfortunately, we can't log into it. I couldn't log into it today because it's not available in Canada, the functionality right now, which sucks.
Ooh.
Because I really wanted to try that out.
What the hell?
But I was able, when I was playing solitaire, I was able to log in with my Xbox account, and I saw my Xbox avatar. So there's going to be like full Xbox integration, like
that's cool.
Almost pretty much full, except for actually playing the Xbox games. You're going to be using the same Xbox account on Windows as you do with your Xbox.
Unified.
So there's going to be some sort of crazy integration going on there, and probably even so, Kinect integration.
Well, I hope so, because also this week, Microsoft, I don't know, just went nuts and said, like, let's do everything. So they also released a bunch of videos from the Microsoft research division that was pretty much just showing everything from a 3D screen that you can manipulate to, like, you got to check these out. I'm not giving it justice by describing it, but there's even a mirror that they made with a Kinect that sort of does a visual representation of you and how, like, you can manipulate stuff around you within the mirror, and it actually uses the Windows Phone as like a point of interest and stuff like that.
Yep.
There's a lot of, like, man, when they came out with the Kinect and everyone thought it was just like a Wii copy, they're really running away with it. Like they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, which is like innovating. And with the Kinect, they're really innovating with a lot of stuff. And it's going away from the games and going to other stuff. It's going to be very interesting.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw what you're talking about. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. I mean, a lot of it I think right now is
proof of concept and stuff like that.
concept, and they're planning on going. But yeah, it's going to be. Listen, technology it's just getting better and better and faster, and it's annoying. You know why? Because we have to keep up with this crap.
Yeah.
Just stay the same, damn you.
Yeah, right.
Windows ME was fine. There was nothing wrong with Windows ME.
Yeah. So, there's been rumors about Microsoft doing how the Windows 8 editions are going to work out.
Yeah. Yes.
So, from what I'm understanding from this CNET article, is that there's going to be a Windows 8 32-bit edition, which, again, okay, probably because it's for tablets. But 32-bit, really? We're in 2012. 32-bit, really? I thought we were done with this, 3 years ago. Anyway.
I guess they have to give the option, right? I mean, because
they don't give the option for server.
No, well, that's a different story. When you're looking at consumers, there's still a lot of people using Windows XP, a lot of people using Windows Vista,
right,
probably 32-bit.
But
what if they just want to buy Windows 8 and install it? They have to be able to support it, right? But
they don't have to.
That's Microsoft, though. That's their philosophy. That's what they do. They support it. They support their legacy applications, and I guess they're continuing it.
I don't know. I'm looking at them I don't know, 32-bit, really? People that are running on XP and they're gonna get Windows 8. Seriously, get a new PC.
Yes, I agree.
They're slowing down the ecosystem for nothing. To support 32-bit, I don't know. Maybe because of low power stuff, but you have Windows on ARM, so even at that, this makes no sense. It's seriously 64-bit will make everything a lot faster and a lot nicer and a lot more compatible, and just let's run with that. But anyway, Windows 8, so apparently there's a Windows 8 32-bit edition, Windows 8 64-bit edition, then there's an Enterprise, and then there's Professional. So
yeah.
We're going to probably get the Professional.
What's the Enterprise going to be? Why not just have Windows 8 64 and then Windows 8 Professional? What's going to be different about Enterprise?
No one knows. It's a rumor.
Yeah. I mean, why not just make two of them? That's it. One for work, one for home. One pretty much the difference is in the end is joining a domain.
Well, you know what it is. That's all it should be, right? Home edition, Professional edition. But even with Windows 7, they screwed that up too, because there's Windows 7 Professional, Windows 7 Ultimate, Windows 7
Home Premium,
Home Basic.
Yeah.
Why? Seriously, just Windows 8, Windows 8 Home, Windows 8 Pro, done.
Yeah. Or if you want to go Enterprise, then Windows 8 Home and Windows 8 Enterprise, whatever.
Seriously, it drives me insane. Anyway,
I have to warn you, people, that Tim is very, very. How can I put it? Hostile? Can I say that?
Hostile towards complexity for no reason.
Yeah, but he's also his tummy's not feeling very well right now.
Yeah, I'm kind of angry right now.
He's pretty angry. So if he says something, just don't take it to heart, because he's grumpy.
Hey, I haven't gotten any emails, so I mean, people must be liking what I'm saying, because no one sent me a hate mail want to burn my house down yet. So it's good. That's
Tim over there. So I just got Windows 8 up right on my computer here.
Are you gonna?
And what I like, is I could see my calendar, my Hotmail calendar's on there, and it's also on my phone. So whenever I make changes, they both sync. That's nice.
So we're continuing with that last week's episode.
Yeah,
everything is awesome when it syncs.
Everything is awesome when it syncs. So, but I don't see my apps or any other settings that I put on the other computer.
Aha! A flaw.
So I don't know. Maybe I'm doing something. I don't think I'm doing anything wrong. But anyway, so I'm gonna be for sure poking around with this. I might even try to use it as on my main desktop. and just try to use. I'm going to dual boot it and just try to use that Windows 8 and see how maybe if I end up going crazy. I don't know. We'll see.
Going crazy.
At least there's Solitaire. I love Solitaire.
At least there's Solitaire.
Yeah.
One last thing I want to talk about Windows 8.
Yeah.
And I find this the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
What, Tim? Is it the fish, Tim?
It's not the fish. It's this Ars Technica Verge article that I stumbled upon today that says Windows 8 for ARM doesn't contain manageability features for the enterprise. Mm-hmm. Why? I don't get it. So what this means is that if you get a Windows on ARM tablet, that means you can someone that brings it for the enterprise, right, or buys someone the enterprise admin buys it, they can't domain join it, meaning they don't have a profile, meaning single sign-on for authentication within the enterprise does not work. A whole bunch of things just don't work, and I have a hard time understanding why this is not incorporated in something that you're betting your business on for Windows 8 on ARM. It's such a dynamic new product that you want to put out there that you can't use it for enterprise. You can't use it for real enterprise. It makes no sense to me.
Yeah, I'm not sure what to think of that right now. Only thing I'm gonna say is that Windows on ARM is going to be only for home use. It's going to be like the Windows 8 ARM edition, right? So, the whole thing about the x86 application compatibility, because on Windows on ARM you can't run the x86 programs, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe it goes down to the kernel level or something. Maybe it goes beyond what we could perceive. I'm not sure. Who knows why? But there's probably a very good reason behind it, and it's probably to do with the application, the x86 application compatibility, because all servers are all Intel based, right?
Yeah, that's servers.
Yeah, but maybe there's something there that just is not going to work. Who knows?
I don't know. Like even right now, you can manage. I don't know. You can manage a BlackBerry device that's not x86. You can manage iPads in the enterprise right now, and they're not x86, and they're not even Windows.
Or maybe Intel went to Microsoft and said, "Yeah, okay, you know what? No, we're gonna keep the enterprise, and ARM could be home only," and they signed an agreement, or who knows?
I don't know. I have a hard time believing that because Microsoft can just say no to that because Intel doesn't hold the cards right now to push its weight around like that.
Maybe they do with Microsoft.
I have a hard time believing that because seriously,
right now, all servers run Intel, and most desktops. Okay, I don't know if it's most desktops, but a lot of desktops run in Intel as well. There's also AMD in the picture, but you don't see much AMD in the enterprise, do you?
But what else would Intel run on if it didn't have Windows? Okay, there's a bunch of Linux servers that's going to be running on Intel CPUs. That's it? No, it makes no sense. Because Intel doesn't have a mobile experience either. So Intel has more to lose than what Microsoft does. Because Microsoft can go to ARM. It doesn't matter. Intel is trying to make something with mobile, but they're a dying brand right now. They're Intel.
I don't think they're a dying brand. I think they're just trying to get into the mobile market. I don't think they're a dying brand per se.
Because they're not innovating into they're not making anything that's on smartphones right now, and that's where the innovation is starting, and that's where all the chip manufacturing.
They just make really really fast, heavy processors.
Exactly, which is for servers.
There's a workhorse process.
Yeah, it's fantastic. You put it for servers, that's great. But I mean, the mass market is going to be buying tablets and computers and stuff like that, And right now, they're getting their lunch eaten by ARM-based NVIDIA.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. Was it confirmed or is it a rumor?
No, it's confirmed.
It's confirmed.
Yep.
Who knows? I don't. That's. Yeah, I'm not sure why, but.
I hope they change that. Seriously, it's got to have some domain join, and I can manage it through like group policy. Life's good. You have to give the IT guys a bone to chew on. Otherwise they won't adopt it. And Windows right now is a very enterprise thing.
That's very enterprise, yeah.
Anyway, that's my rant for today.
I think we're gonna have to make a new segment of the show and call it Timmy's Rant.
I don't know, have I rant every episode?
I think you there was one rant per episode so far. Pretty sure.
That's great. I'm just angry.
Yeah. Angry individual, Tim. You're an angry individual.
So, Dell says... yeah, go for it.
What do you think about the new Windows logo?
I love it.
Because there's people out there saying it's crap.
Well, they suck. I don't know. What are you gonna do? You're gonna, if it was up to like people like that just want to stay and like have the same logo, we'll still have the shitty Windows 95 logo.
Yeah, I know. No, I like it. It's
Yeah. Like, look at the Windows 1 logo. Windows 2. Sorry, it was just like Windows. Like cool. Yeah. Like whatever. I don't know.
I'll put a picture on the show notes as well for the. It's pretty much. It looks like a window pane.
That's it. It looks. Actually, you know what it looks like? It looks like Windows. It looks like Metro tiles. It's exactly what it is. Yeah. It's white, and you can put a bunch of colors behind it. It actually adapts to what they're doing. So life is good.
Yep, life's good. So yes, let's continue.
How about Dell?
How about them Dells?
Says it's no longer a PC company focusing on enterprise.
Yeah. When I read that, I was like, okay, HP much? Like, really? Are they that strong in the services area that they could just do that?
I don't think so. You know what? Services. It's like, here's a quote from Brad Anderson, which is president of Dell's Enterprise Group, which said, "We're no longer a PC company, we're an IT company." So he continued on to say, Dell's changing very quickly, and it's no longer about shiny boxes, it's about IT solutions. So they're getting out of making hardware devices so they can become IT consultants? I don't know.
Okay, so let's leave the number 2 spot, and same thing like HP did.
Because it's only, it doesn't make any money for them at all.
But I'm sure it does.
I know. I was being sarcastic.
Okay.
I don't know. It's everyone's trying to pull an IBM, right?
Yeah, but IBM
IBM was at a time when there was IBM and Apple, and that's it.
Yeah.
Right.
Back in the.
No. We're talking about like the market's a lot different. You know.
And IBM became so huge because they were making PCs, servers, laptops, and they were also providing services. They became so big, and it's just like, of the PC, because we're making a lot of money with services. But they've been doing it for years, and I used to work at IBM, so I know what it's all about. And I don't know if Dell has data centers and stuff like that.
They have partners with VMware to offer cloud services and stuff like that. And they've been buying a lot of startups, so not startups, but like a lot of companies that are dealing with cloud services and stuff like that, like an Amazon Elastic Services style companies, so they can provide that kind of cloud, that kind of like elastic computing. But it's like, I don't know.
Well, but then they're also saying that, okay, we're going to stop making low-end PCs and we're only going to make premium PCs and laptops.
Sure.
So then, okay, so are you? So that
So
means
give
that
up.
you're still in PC company.
So give up that market to someone else then. That's actually going to care because your
Yeah,
Dell
sure.
Streak was really good. And your Dell Mini was fantastic too. The one I bought
Oh
here.
God, I've never liked Dell. I've
Oh
never
my!
liked Dell anyway.
I got a
So
Dell.
honestly, I don't even care if they go.
I got a Dell Mini, and that thing took like forever to come because there was a problem with the screen manufacturing. I couldn't cancel my order because it took like forever. I had to receive it. Once I got it, less than a year later, I have a blue line down my screen. Okay, cool. And yeah, that's it. So I don't know.
I don't
If
think
you leave that market, someone else will go take it and innovate it into it, and then they're going to lose out. That's what I think.
Yeah,
My
because because people are still. I don't know if you've noticed, but people are still buying laptops and PCs.
People are buying more laptops than desktops, so I don't know
Yes.
why they're getting out of laptops. But
Yeah.
anyway, so yeah, that's awesome stuff. Awesome
To each
stuff.
his own, Tim.
To each his own.
To each his own. If they want to get out of the PC industry, fine. I don't care. I will never buy a Dell laptop for myself.
No, that's the last time I'd ever do that.
No.
Speaking about PC manufacturers and whatnot, Samsung releases something very, very shocking. Samsung, we're not doing very well in the tablet market. You think? This is coming from in Barcelona, Spain, while the Mobile World Congress. It's a big trade show for all mobile stuff, and Samsung hasn't met expectations in the tablet business, and the company lags well behind Apple's iPad and even the Amazon's Kindle Fire.
Yeah, because a lot of people are buying that Kindle Fire thingy. Why? Because they know what their market is. They just went after people who want to read books.
I'll tell you.
And they're like, you could also browse the web, and it's has the Android marketplace, and here you go.
It has
and they made a good product. It's a
the
good
Amazon
little product.
marketplace. It doesn't use the Android marketplace. But even that,
that's what I meant to say. Sorry.
Yeah, it's just that what I find because Samsung has released how many tablets within the past 2 years?
Yeah, I know.
They've released so many that actually this week they released 2 new tablets, 2 new 10-inch tablets. One is called the Galaxy Tab 10, and one's called the Galaxy Note 10. The difference is that the Galaxy Note is better in better specs and has a pen.
The Note has better specs than the tablet does?
Than the Tab. Because the Galaxy Note 10. So it's a tablet, but they're calling it a Galaxy Note because it has a pen. But you see,
okay, I get it.
But you see, that's the problem too. Apple has the iPad. You go to an Apple store, I want an iPad. Done, right? You go to Amazon, I want a Kindle. I want a Kindle Fire. Boom, here's your Kindle Fire. When you go to Samsung, I would like a tablet. Okay, well, we got this one. What's the difference? Well, as you have a whole novel describing each and every different one. That's the problem right now with the mobile industry, is that there's so many SKUs that the normal consumer is not going to know what the hell to get. And even at that, it's going to be obsolete within a month. And the
at the rate they're going, at the rate Samsung's going, they're coming out with a new product every month.
A consumer doesn't want that kind of obsolete. Seriously, 2 years is sufficient for a tablet. 2 years, you should upgrade. But seriously, with Apple's iPad, the iPad 1 is still a valuable tablet that you can use, and you could probably still use it today, the iPad 1, and when you get the third one, you get upgrade to the third one. That's in 2 years span. That is great, in my opinion.
It's like going from the 3GS to the 4S, right?
Exactly. It's things that, even if you're... The problem is that they're not focusing on one device and they're pushing that device and then it's clear for the consumer. It's not. So
No,
they make
to me it looks like they're trying to flood the market with a whole bunch of tablets, and then it's like, well, one of them's bound to sell.
That's exactly it. Same thing with HTC last year. HTC launched a quadrillion phones that all look the same, but they're all different.
Yeah, I never liked them. You know that?
I have to say HTC is good. I love HTC. But the thing is that they confuse the hell out of me. When I'm looking at them and I'm like, there's so many phones, which one do I get? It makes no sense. And even at that, like, there's actually a good infographic. If you actually Google, yes, I'm doing this live.
I'm going to do it on my Windows 8 computer.
iPhone infographic. Like, there's a nice infographic or a nice picture that shows like two different, like they show the iPhone 4 and the iPhone 4S on one side, and on the other side, sorry?
I just went onto the Bing homepage and I see the fish. Your buddy, Tim. It's your buddy.
It's my buddy. And you see all the other like HTC phones on the other side, and it's like, wow, they must have released like 20 phones compared to like 2 phones from Apple, but yet Apple still has more market share than what HTC has. So it's like, I don't know. There's got to be focus in this.
There's got to be focus, but it's also like they don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing. They're just like, oh, let's make 1 million freaking models, and one of them's gonna sell. All right, fine. But Apple, they get it done right the first time, and then that's the reason why Apple's successful. I think is 2 reasons: because they get it right the first time, and they've made it very, very trendy to have an Apple product. Very trendy to get an Apple product.
Okay.
Yeah. So, the thing is that they do it right, and it's easy. It's easy to just say, I want an iPhone, and it's one model. It's if you go, like you said, if you go to Best Buy or wherever you're gonna go, give me an HTC phone. Okay, well, we have the HTC Evolution 69X or the HTC Desire 54.111, and this one's got 3G, and this one only has 2G, and that one has LTE, and this one you need like like a memory card for. You know what I mean?
It drives me insane. I just sent you the link. It's actually a Verge article. So if you go to the Verge and you search for the article called "A Good Smartphone comes but once a year," you're gonna actually see the actual infographic that I'm talking about, where it has like 2010, 2011, 2 iPhone 4s, and then on the other side, it's like a slew of like Android phones. It's like, wow.
Of course.
Of course. It's amazing.
Of course.
But
so do you think Samsung would be better off? Like, okay, we can't really say much about Samsung in the phone market because they are doing very, very good in the phone market.
Yeah, because they started when they started getting good is when they started creating the Galaxy line.
Yes,
and the Galaxy line,
like that's like the line that like everyone knows about is like the Galaxy line.
Exactly, and what was good for them was that it was called the Samsung Galaxy S. So if you go to a store and you say, "I want the Samsung Galaxy S," boom, that's it. There's one phone from Samsung that's good, and it's that. They didn't release 20 million different versions, mind you. They did, but it was for different carriers. That's another story. Even at that, when the Samsung Galaxy S2 came out, it made sense. It's the next one. It's the next phone from Samsung. You get that phone if you want that phone, right?
Yeah.
Those things make sense. Even with the Nexus phones, you get the Nexus 1, you get the Nexus S, you get the Galaxy Nexus. It's once per year. You understand how the progression goes, right?
Yeah.
And even if you have a Galaxy Nexus now, not a Galaxy Nexus, a Nexus S now, it'll still run perfectly fine. That's the way the phones should work, but it's not. That's not how it works right now, and it's way too complicated for the consumer that they're just going to pick up a phone that's already like 3 years behind, and then they're going to stick with it for another 2 years because they have a 2-year contract.
Yeah, well, that's the whole thing with Apple, right? What they do is they completely avoid that, and they make it easy for people to choose.
That's exactly it. It's like here's the iPhone.
Here's the iPhone, and
what size?
Exactly. We have how many?
16, 32, and
32, 64.
I don't know if they have 64. I think they even limited to 32.
Or,
That's
okay.
it. Boom. 16, 32-bit,
Yeah.
32-bit, Jesus, 32 gigs, and white or black.
And they all do the same thing, and they're all going to be upgradable, and they all work well, and blah, 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 blah.
That's exactly it.
Done. Right. Apple gets it right. 1 point goes to Apple.
That's it. So far, Windows Phone has been doing Windows Phone has been doing okay so far. Mind you, Nokia is starting to shell out a lot there, but
yeah,
I like them to sort of streamline stuff. But
yeah, like there's only for Nokia, there's only like
there's the 610, there's the 810, there's the 710.
They came out with a lot now, but actually, we're supposed to get the Lumia 900 soon.
The 900, sorry, that's it.
That's a nice phone.
That's a very nice phone, and I want that phone. You know what? I want that phone.
There you go. I want the Lumia 900.
Whenever that comes out.
And apparently Rogers is supposed to get it first.
Really?
Yeah.
Then I'm definitely not going to get it because they're so expensive for no reason.
I'm with them, and I got a good plan. I can't complain.
There you go.
Yeah, but I want that Lumia 900, but I think I'm gonna be torn between the Lumia 900 and the S3 when it comes out.
Ooh, you're going open source. Look at you, Mr. Android, all of a sudden.
I don't know, Tim. I don't know. We'll see. What I really want right now, I'm excited about, is Windows 8 right now. I want a tablet. I want a Windows 8 tablet even more now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's gonna be fun stuff. I can't wait. I can't wait.
And you're an Apple guy.
I'm an Apple guy, and I like it. I like seeing interest. You know what I like? I like that they did something different, and it's a totally different experience, and it's fresh, and it's going to be great. That's what I like. Something fresh. You're innovating, at least. You're trying to do something different, right?
Yes, they are.
And that's what I like. You know, they're not staying on to what Windows was. Because if it was, I wouldn't be so like. I'll be like, whatever. It's Windows.
Yeah,
you know?
Well, because it's been the same thing now, but the same thing could be said for OS X, right?
No, they changed a lot.
Well, I mean, from Snow Leopard, did they change it that much?
From Snow Leopard to Lion?
Yeah. Well, okay, you have the touch gestures and blah 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 blah.
They did change a lot because it's also the features of like saving, auto saving, versioning, local snapshots, also pretty much the App Store experience. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of things that they did change, and also full screen apps. Like they did change a lot of how things work.
How things work, you could kind of say the same things about for Windows XP to Windows 7.
No, but it's more visual than what Windows 7, let's say. Because like what Windows Vista, between Windows XP and Windows Vista. You get what I'm saying? Windows XP to Windows.
The change between XP and Vista, well, I don't even know what the change is. All I know is that they went about it backwards.
Right, but
so it's like let's make Vista look very nice, and let's add gadgets, and let's add Windows Defender, and let's add all these other types of things.
Okay,
but let's not give priority to the applications running. And...
Okay, maybe Windows XP, Windows Vista is not the best comparison, but probably Windows 7 to Windows Vista to Windows 7. Yeah, there was a UI change, a very small one, but there was a UI change.
There's UI change, but there's also
there was a lot of underhaul that changed that users don't see a lot.
No.
But mind you, when the user goes and looks into Windows 7. To be honest with you, it doesn't look as different as what Vista was. You still got the arrow.
Doesn't look as no. Yeah. You know, you have the UI is pretty much almost the same, but what's underneath the hood makes all the difference.
Yeah.
You can't even compare. I don't think you can compare because it just works that much better than Windows Vista does.
Exactly.
Like leagues.
That's exactly it. So.
But I don't want to badmouth Windows Vista because I've never had a problem with Windows Vista.
I had problems with Windows Vista.
I've never had a problem with it. Never had a problem with it.
Nah.
You know why?
Why?
Because I had a computer that could run it. That's why.
Oof. And there's people that bought new computers with Windows Vista on it, and there was problems.
They bought new computers. Yeah, they bought new computers.
With
However,
Windows Vista pre-installed.
Yes, but they bought those new computers. They were new, but they weren't up to the task of running Windows Vista.
Whose fault is that?
They were mostly always underpowered.
Well, whose fault is that then? Is it the consumer's fault when they buy a new PC and it says, it comes with Windows Vista?
Yeah, because it
has the Microsoft sticker saying runs Windows Vista.
They go to Future Shop and listen to those people.
No, but when you're a consumer, right? You walk in and then it says laptop that is like Windows Vista certified, right? That's Microsoft certification. That's not HP certification. That's not Dell certification. That's Microsoft sticker that they put on. And it's supposed to work with Windows Vista. Great. It's optimized for Windows Vista. And then it turned out to be crap. I blame it more on Vista.
Poor Vista. So much
hate.
So much hate.
One other thing that I would like to mention is that Apple finally put out the invitations for next week. So March 7th is that they're going to finally talk about, okay, they didn't say the iPad, but if you look at the
it's
invitation,
an iPad.
It's an iPad. And what's, do you see it in front of you, Vinny?
No, but it had the. Oh my God! The home screen, the button is gone.
No, but that's probably because of the landscape. But even at that, you have to give Apple credit with when they release an invitation. It's always well thought out. So you have the maps, you have the calendar, which has the 7th, and it's a keynote, which is right next to it.
That's cute.
It's cute. So the rumors are is that it's going to be a Retina display, which, okay, it's hard to judge by a picture on a camera from a camera there, but looking at it, it probably is showing off the Retina display. So I think Retina display is kind of a lock, which means that it's probably going to have a better resolution than a 20-inch iMac.
That's cool.
That's amazing. And yeah, it's going to be San Francisco in the Yerba Buena Center for the Fine Arts at 10 a.m. Pacific time. So that's 1 o'clock Eastern, Wednesday, March 7th. And no one knows what it exactly, like no one confirmed what it is, but for sure it's an iPad, probably the iPad 3.
Yeah.
But maybe they might be announcing other stuff, like we were talking about last time, where Apple TVs are now are not being stocked right now in Apple stores. Like you can't, like the retailer cannot order more Apple TVs right now. So I'm assuming this has to deal with that. And also the invitation says,
okay, you're talking about the small box.
Yeah, the small box. Yeah.
Okay.
So it says we have something for you really have to see and touch.
Ooh. So you're gonna buy one, Tim? When it comes out, you're gonna buy one?
No. I went from iPad 1, and I went to iPad 2. I think the iPad 2 will be okay until the next version.
You're gonna buy a Windows tablet?
I may have to for my line of work.
Do you want to buy one for your line of work, or do you want to buy one for yourself?
I don't know. It depends. It depends what the hardware comes out. I need to see the reviews.
I think the hardware, honestly, is going to be like phenomenal.
I don't know.
I think hardware is going to be phenomenal.
I would have to get an x86.
Yes, of course.
Tablet.
I'm not getting.
I would not get an ARM
that.
tablet. I would not. I would kill myself if I did. I would look at it and I would shoot it.
No, it's most probably going to be a Samsung, because I think they're going to come out with the best stuff. I see Samsung coming out with the best Windows tablets.
Well, we'll see. Yeah. I think Lenovo's going to do a much better job. Okay, your money's on Samsung. My money's on Lenovo.
No.
Yeah. Oh,
No.
what a
No.
twist, Mr. Lenovo.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
No. You know what? I take that back because I just thought about the Lenovo Idea Pad.
Yeah.
I mean the Yoga Pad.
Yeah,
And that looks pretty sweet.
that looks pretty sweet. Or Asus may make a Transformer Prime for Windows.
Yeah.
And if that comes out, I mind you that's ARM though.
Yeah.
But
That's what I'm
that
saying.
form factor
That's
could be really
what I'm saying. I think the hardware that's going to come out for Windows 8 tablets, I think they're going to be good. They're going to be phenomenal. I think they're going to be good pieces of hardware.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So, what else is there to talk about? We've talked about Apple. We've talked about a lot about Windows, but that's the story of the day. Pretty much, I think we've covered everything. Except for all the phones from...
What?
You want to cover all the phones from Mobile World Congress?
I don't know. Should we?
Okay, I will just name all the phones that have been announced. And let me know if you actually give a crap.
Okay.
Let's play that game. Okay, so
all right.
I'm going to go to a website here, and I'm going to list all the phones. I'm going to list specs. Okay? And you tell me how interested you are.
I'll provide a fail or win.
Fail or win?
Yep.
Oh, mind you, actually, you know what? The Windows 8 on an 82-inch display that they showed during the presentation today.
That was a win.
That was a win. Apparently, Windows 8 can cover a 100-inch screen.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
That's pretty insane. Okay, so let's start with HTC.
Fail.
Okay, they released the 1X and the 1S line of phone and the 1V Android phones. All of them are going to be Android 4.0 with Sense UI 4, which is actually one of the better skins. Hold on. Oh my god, why can't I get specs? I need specs. Yes, we're doing this live.
Yeah. I'm just watching my my Windows fish swim here. a lot of Windows talk. I like this.
You like that, huh? It's okay. Next week we're going to be talking about.
I'm dreading when is it? March. When's March 7th?
Wednesday.
If it is a Wednesday.
It's a Wednesday.
Oh no. We're going to be talking about the iPad. It's boring. I'm sorry. I find the iPad boring. I said it, all right?
It's all good. Okay,
been quiet up till now.
It's because this is the quiet before the storm. Okay, so first things first is the 1V. So the 1V supports Beats Audio. It's 3.7-inch Android 4.0 smartphone with an aluminum unibody design. It also looks like the HTC Hero back in the day, the one with the chin.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? It has a 1 gigahertz single core processor with a regular size SIM card.
Fail.
Also a 5 megapixel camera.
Fail.
And that's it. Fail?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. That sucked. Okay.
That's really. That was bad. Why even release that?
That was a bad start. I wonder if probably GSM Arena is probably a better area to cover specs.
Yeah, but why? Okay, it's probably a cost-effective phone, right? Like it's for people who don't want to spend a lot of money on phones, or when they upgrade their plan, they're gonna get a free upgrade phone. In that case, I understand. But you have phones coming like quad-core processors now, and there are dual-core and blah blah blah, and then the HTC 1V comes with a one-core processor, single core.
Okay, the HTC One S. So this one is going to be Super AMOLED capacitive touchscreen with 16 million colors. It has Sense UI, of course, Android 4.0. It will have 16 gig internal storage. There's no card slot.
Okay. Good.
It's going to have 802.11 B, G, and N. With also, it's using a micro USB, 8 megapixel camera with an autofocus and an LED flash. It can do a 1080p video at 30 frames per second.
That's good.
And on the secondary camera, it's a 1.3 megapixel, which apparently will do 720p, which I don't get. It has a dual core 1.5 gigahertz Qualcomm Snapdragon. And more or less, it can. That's it. How about that?
I'll give that one a win. That sounds interesting.
Just the battery is not the biggest. Well, 1650. 1650 is not bad. It was a lithium ion 1650 milliamperage.
So how much battery life is that around?
Depends on how much you use it and if there's flash stuff like that. It's medium in that respect.
Okay.
Once you hit the 19s, it gets high. It gets high.
Okay.
So there's also the One X. So the HTC One X. So super IPS LCD2 capacitive touchscreen, which means it's like the iPad where you can go like a perfectly, like if you're perfectly horizontal to the iPad, you can still see the screen. It's that kind of technology.
Okay.
It's a 720 by 1280 display at 4.7 inches. So it's a 720p, display with Corning Gorilla Glass. 32 gig internal storage with no card slot. 1 gig of RAM.
Okay.
It's a HSDPA with 21 megabits per second, so it's not 4G. It's a regular 3G plus, let's say.
It's almost the 4G.
It's a 3G plus. No, it's not even 4G.
It's 3G.
It's 3G, but
3G.
bumped up 3G. 8 megapixel camera with autofocus and LED flash. You can do 1080p video. It's with 30 frames per second with the 1.3 megapixel camera in the front, which has the chipset is a Tegra 3, which is a quad-core 1.5 gigahertz. How does that sound? It's also available in white,
Win.
which has a better battery. It's at 1800.
I say win.
Win? The One X. So out of all
1X
the
is a win.
HTCs, the One X.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's do Sony. So these are the first Sonys.
Sony.
These are the first Sonys since Sony Ericsson split. Well, bought out.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So these are total Sony phones.
Okay.
Okay. So let's start with the Sony Xperia S.
Okay.
So it
that's
has
like
3G.
that's like the PlayStation phone.
No.
Okay.
None of these are the PlayStation phone. That PlayStation phone, the Xperia Play, died like in a fire.
It died in the fire.
So LED backlit LCD with a capacitive touchscreen, 60 million colors. 720 by 1280, so it's 720p screen, but it's 4.3 inches, so it's 0.4 inches smaller than the One X.
Yeah.
Which actually will give you a crisper display.
Yeah.
Because it is smaller. It's scratch resistant glass. Which I'm assuming it has a Timescape UI, so it's their own UI on top of it, which sucks. Which has a 1 gigabyte of RAM with 32 gig of internal storage, with no SD card slot. What else is there? Primary camera, 12 megapixel, 4,000 by 300 pixels. Autofocus with an LED flash. You can also do 1080p video at 30 frames per second with continuous autofocus and video light and video stabilizer. And there's also a 1.3 megapixel front-facing camera, which is 720p at 30 frames per second. Oh, but here's the thing. Android OS. Version 2.3 Gingerbread planned upgrade to 4.0. That sucks.
That sucks.
I'm like, we're 2012 here. Gingerbread, serious? Chipset Qualcomm with Snapdragon it's a dual core Snapdragon with 1.5 gigahertz. So how does that look for you?
I don't. It's a win on with an asterisk.
With an asterisk because it's
because
it's a nice looking phone. If you actually look
Yeah.
at it, it looks like something very, very nice.
I'm sure it is. However, the asterisk is for the Android upgrade because that burns my butt.
Yeah, that burns my butt.
I don't understand why all the phones can't be upgraded to the latest version of that. They should just.
I don't know why the new phone is not already at 4.0, but anyway.
Yes, exactly, that too.
It's like releasing a new Windows phone with Windows Mobile 6. Anyway, the Sony Xperia P. So this guy is LED backlit LCD with capacitive touchscreen, 16 million colors, 540 by 960 pixels. So it's a 4.0 inches. That's not great.
Fail.
Multi-touch of only up to 4 fingers. Which, I mean, how many fingers are you going to put on?
Okay, seriously. Like
there were some that said 10 fingers. So
here, this is me using the phone with 4 fingers.
yeah,
How
exactly.
stupid does that look?
That really looks stupid. It looks like you're holding it as an instrument. It's a scratch-resistant glass with a Timescape UI as well. 16 gigs of internal storage, which is 13 user available because the rest has to be due for the OS. 1 gigabyte of RAM. It's a 3G phone. It is 8 megapixel camera with 1080p video with 30 frames per second, and the secondary camera is just VGA, so not that great.
Fail.
OS is version 2.3. Planned upgrade to 4.0. It's a dual core 1 gigahertz. Wow, yeah, whatever. It has a HDMI port.
Wow. Fail.
Okay, so we had the Xperia P, now we have the Xperia U. Make your jokes now. Okay, PU. You know what? I'm not even going to mention this one. Like this, the screen resolution is 480 by 854 at 3.5 inches. Are you serious?
Next.
Oh, wait, it's 200. No, actually, you know what? Never mind. I take it back. It's 280 pixel per inch pixel density. How much is that on the iPhone 4S? The iPhone 4 PPI is what? How many pixels per inch? 320.
Right now, the iPhone has the best display, right?
Yeah, it's 326 pixels per inch. So it has like a lot more pixels. So yeah, you know what? Forget it. It's already a loss. I'm not even going to continue. It's a waste of my breath.
The Samsung, well, actually, what we almost got to cover is that there's actually some Samsung Galaxy S3 spec leaks.
Whatever. They lost me with that. No, Galaxy S2, Galaxy, no, whatever.
Oh, Tim, come on.
No one cares.
What are you talking about? I bet if it had an Apple logo on it, you'd care.
Nah. Well, okay. You want to talk about it? Okay. Well, we can talk about it. I'm about to go to Samsung, actually. So the Samsung Galaxy, it's not there, but Samsung Galaxy S3.
Well, what they're saying
is
it's going to come with ice cream sandwich.
Okay.
And have a 4.8-inch full 1080p resolution.
Okay.
1.5 gigahertz processor quad core. 8 megapixel camera rear. 2 megapixel camera front. And it's going to be 4G and LTE. That's what was leaked right now. So right now, it's sounding pretty good. I don't know.
I have to wait and see. Seriously, I don't know.
So
I don't know.
That might be my next phone, Tim.
You know what? I'm fed up of talking about all these phones. Seriously? Okay, wait. Did LG come up with a new phone?
Anything good? Because right now it doesn't seem like there's anything good.
No. Yeah, like the Optimus 4X HD P880.
Optimus Prime.
4.7 inches. Why didn't you just like? I don't know. Seriously, I had a 4.3 inch. That was good enough. 4.7, it's kind of big.
Well,
It's Tegra 3. It's a quad core. See, look, like this one destroys the Galaxy S2 then, because this one has like an Android OS for version 4.0 with an NVIDIA Tegra 3, which is quad core 1.5 gigahertz Cortex A9. Boom. Done. It's 720p display
that's not bad.
with 1 gigabyte of RAM. Whatever. All these phones, they're all coming out, and everyone's going to get confused.
The bottom line is that everyone's going to get confused.
Everyone's going to get confused. I'm confused right now. I deal with this
tell
stuff.
me about it.
I'm just looking. I'm like, oh my god.
I
If
guess
I was buying a phone, I would be really like, wow, I'm serious. Do I have to look at this stuff?
My rule of thumb, really, if you're not going to buy an iPhone, is pretty much stick with Samsung or Motorola, because I like that Razr, man. I really like that Razr.
If you're going to get here's my rule of thumb.
Or
Very
Nokia.
simple.
Nokia.
Very simple. If you're going to buy an iPhone, you get an iPhone. If you want to get an Android phone, you get a Nexus. And if you want to get a Windows phone, you get a Nokia. Done.
Yeah.
That is my rule of thumb. Send me an email, tgtp1@hotmail.com. Tell me that I'm wrong, but that is how I see things. And if anyone asks me what Android phone would you recommend, I say the Galaxy Nexus right away. I don't even care about these other specs. Seriously, it makes no sense. It's like, let's put all these specs out, and it's all going to be obsolete anyway because we're going to release the same product, but like beefier specs and piss everyone off. Anyway, whatever.
Tim, it's a complicated world, bud. I guess the last thing we should mention is that HP's laying off 275 employees from WebOS division.
Who would have thought?
You know what? But I honestly, they didn't give it a chance. They didn't give it a chance, Tim.
They implemented wrong.
Like it's a good OS. It was a good OS.
It's good OS, but it was not the iPad. That's the thing. It was good, but not good enough.
But no one gave it a chance. HP didn't even give it a chance.
I guess not. By the way, how is your BlackBerry doing? Continuing our conversation from last week. Oh, jeez.
Well, I start to use it a bit more.
Oh, you started to use it a bit more? Okay.
Yeah, I'm checking my emails on it regularly.
Okay.
I'm doing some calendaring on it.
Cool.
It's good. There's some, I've downloaded some Android apps.
Oh, yeah, which ones?
I can't even remember their names. Yeah. They're not like, I don't think they're well-known Android apps.
Okay.
But, yeah, it's coming along. I'm using it more. I'm using it more than just for games and stuff like that. So I'm still trying to incorporate it more with my everyday work. But aside from the emailing and the calendaring,
try getting a remote desktop client for it.
I have to pay for those. Yeah. No. But although, because I did buy one for my parents, Christmas time.
You bought them a BlackBerry Playbook?
Yeah.
Why didn't you just give them a lump of coal?
But do you know that
the lump of coal is more useful?
Do you know that my mother has been using the crap out of that thing?
What's she been doing with it?
And she's been playing Angry Birds.
Coaster? Oh, Angry Birds, yeah. Yeah.
And she actually bought it, and I felt bad for her. But she's playing it, and she's good. And I'm like, all right, that's good. I'm like, at least you're using it. She used it more than I used my Playbook. And they're checking their emails on it now because my father upgraded it to 2.0. And it's good. It's doing good for them.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, but for the WebOS is that I honestly thought that it was a very good operating system, and they just did not give it a chance. I hope it comes back
They're open sourcing it, so
via the open source.
yeah.
Because no, it was, and I mean, I hope that it does come back because it was a good operating system. It really is a good operating system, much better than the playbook.
That's for sure.
Much better than the playbook.
Yeah, the OS is very good, but it's just that I don't know. You know what the problem was with the HP touchpad is that the hardware didn't represent what the OS can do.
Yeah.
So if they just sold it at cost and get the ecosystem up, and with good hardware, they would probably be in a different space where they are now, because they have to understand that sometimes tablets are also an entrance to an ecosystem. So if you have a HP touchpad and it's just as good as the iPad, and you just sell them at cost for HP, so they don't make that much money off of it. Maybe just earn back the money that they spent on it, but they would earn more from the apps and from the involvement of the ecosystem. When you're buying a HP touchpad, you would eventually buy a HP laptop.
Yeah, and
but you have a better relation with HP.
Yeah, and at a point, I remember that they wanted to start packaging laptops, Windows-based laptops, with a dual boot for WebOS.
See, they're all great ideas. It's just that, when you cheap out on one specific aspect and you're competing against Apple, which will not cheap out on specific aspects of their product, you have an uphill battle to climb. You have to, fight fire with fire. You have to come out with a quality product, or you have to undercut them like crazy, because if not, then it's over.
Yeah.
And with that, I think that's it for our episode.
I think so. Yep.
Cool. So that was episode 4.
That's episode 4. Follow us on Twitter, please, at TGTP1. You could email us, tgtp1@hotmail.com. You could join our Facebook group. It's just search for That Generic Tech Podcast. And if all goes well, we're going to upload this on YouTube.
Yeah.
We'll have video from now on. We're going to try to have video for you guys. And hopefully we're going to be able to broaden our audience via YouTube and via our website. And, so, we're having fun doing this.
Yeah.
Yep.
And hopefully, so far I'm talking with someone else to come on board, another one of our good friends to come up and add another perspective add another voice to the conversation, so we can...
Speaking about him, did he turn Apple, or is he a Microsoft guy?
You want to see which side he's going to play on?
Yeah.
Okay, he is, I say, on both fields.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
He uses Windows at work, and he uses a Mac at home.
That doesn't fly with me.
Whatever. Okay, so again, tgtp1@hotmail.com. Send us email. Send me hate mail.
Send me love mail, baby.
Or send Vince hate mail, and I'll see it, and I'll bug him about it. It's good. It's cool.
And I'm dreading our next episode.
Where we go all Apple out.
Is gonna be. Damn. Our next episode. Oh no.
It's the iPad 3 craziness. So the internet's gonna blow up.
Yeah, our next episode is gonna be probably almost an exclusive Apple episode, because they're gonna have the keyboard.
We'll try to add more stuff.
Yeah, hopefully there'll be some like cool Windows 8 or Windows Phone or Android stuff going on. But no, yeah, we'll be pretty much covering that next episode, and whatever other crazy things happen in this crazy tech, ever-changing tech industry.
Crazy.
We don't have a want, or did we have a want?
We did have a want. I wanted a Nokia phone.
Tim wanted a Nokia phone, and I am excited about Windows 8. So we already spoke about those. I'm going to be putting some show notes at the on our description on our SoundCloud website. But if we get to upload this on YouTube, then I will obviously put the show notes on the episode description.
There you go.
So that, my friends, is episode 4, and it's in the bag.
Bag it is in. All right.
Sure.
So until next time, keep teching.
Keep teching.
I don't know. I just made it up.
That was good. It's good.
All right. Ciao.
Later.